Okay, good Tuesday morning. Welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Tuesday, October 13th. In this show, we will be previewing Tulane versus SMU this coming Friday even at 5 p.m. The game will be on Sportscaster. So once again, we are previewing Tulane football. They will be playing their game. So once again, thanks for joining us. We will go ahead and send our links out to Facebook, YouTube, and Sportscaster. So if you're on the air, so we'll make sure you get your links. So we'll go ahead and set them up as we go, and we'll. So thanks for joining us here this morning. So we'll send that one out to. Also, we'll send one out to YouTube as well. And we'll send one to Sportscaster as well. So we'll make sure everybody gets their links. If you want to come in video chat with us, you can. There you go. Now we got Sportscaster. Send Sportscaster theirs, and we'll be getting ready to begin our preview Tulane versus SMU. So we'll switch this over. Make sure y'all getting yours. And I'll hit that in there. So everybody, all three networks have their links: Sportscaster, Facebook, and YouTube. If you want to come in video chat, you can anytime. So thanks for coming in. So let's go ahead and switch this out, and we'll begin our show. There we go. We'll go ahead and begin our preview Tulane versus SMU this coming Friday night. So we're gonna have some interviews. We're gonna go to the Tulane Greenway players, and then we'll also go over to the Pony Stampede, which is the podcast of SMU athletics. They're gonna be talking about SMU. So we're gonna do that. Let's go ahead and go one by one. So let's begin our broadcast. So we'll go ahead with Kevin Hendry. We're gonna share the screens. Share my screens, and I'll send my links in, and there we go. We'll have Kevin Hendry first, Marvin Moody, and Caleb Thompson talking about this week's game with SMU. So let's go ahead and play those in their entirety.
Well, first of all, I feel like any loss is very frustrating for us. I feel like going to any game, we're capable of winning. So any loss is detrimental. And I mean, you learn from everything. I feel like we never lose. You either win or you learn. So we learned a lot from it, and we're gonna be better next week.
You guys are 0-2 in conference this year. You lost, I think, 4 of your last 5 in conference last year. How do you get out of that rut in conference play to get back to where you feel like you need to be as a team?
Just keep working, man. Doing what we're coached to do, doing your 111th, and we'll figure a way out. We'll figure a way out, start to win.
As a group, do you feel like how good do you feel like the linebackers have been playing this year? It looks like you've got 4 starter quality players out there, and all of you guys make plays.
I feel like we've all been producing. We all work hard and try to do our job to the best of our ability. So
What if Kevin Henry he's starting alongside you? He had 2 huge plays early, like a game against Houston. What is his best asset out there?
to be honest, I feel like he's a great leader. He got very great leadership qualities, and he leads the defense. So
Leaders are going to be important right now. Obviously, you're a senior. You feel like the leadership on defense is really good on the team to get the whole defense better down the road.
yes, sir. Of course, I do. I feel like we got great leaders on the defense. We got a lot of experience, a lot of talent. I mean, we'll get right. We'll get right.
Another huge opportunity against SMU this Friday. They're a ranked team. You guys have had some tough close losses in the past. How important is it to get the turnaround this Friday?
I mean, it's just like any other team. We want to win, so we're gonna practice hard and get ready for the game and prepare to win.
Um, Nick Anderson and Dorian Williams are pretty different players, but they've had. It seems like all four of you guys have sort of different skill sets. What do they add to make up the game?
Oh, they had a lot. I feel like Doran, his speed and his toughness, man. He's great at using his hands. And Nick, he's a thumper, man. He like to hit the headhunter. So they add a lot to our group.
Any other questions for Mark?
I'm gonna say this. Look, this is a pivotal game for the Green Wave this coming Friday because look, SMU's coming in at 4-0. Make no mistake about it. This team right now is absolutely very good. I mean, with Shane, that quarterback Shane Buechele, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna have to put some elusive pressure on him. We're gonna have to do a lot of things in this game because if we don't do a lot of things in this game, guess what? We will lose this game, and then we'll go 0-3, and then the season will sputter out of control. So once again, we'll go ahead and play Caleb Thomas. Let's see hear what he had to say. I'm going to play that button, hit that button right there.
Caleb Thomas. Questions for Caleb?
Yeah, Caleb, Gary Smith with the Advocate. You didn't get to practice much last year. You came in, I guess, with an injury, but you were second team from the start preseason this year. It looks like there's a good chance, depending on that you may get your first career start this Friday. Just how have you been able to put yourself in this position?
Just like I've been just trying to stay healthy really since I had the season-ending injury last year, and I knew coming into this year I was just trying to prove myself and stay healthy. Like Coach says, availability is the best ability. So with some guys going down this year, I had the chance to step up, and he had me running at center with the two team, but that right guard spot opened up with the ones, and I took it, and I'm just gonna run with it as long as I can.
What was your injury last year? What happened to you?
I actually slipped a disc in my lower back, and that happened early before fall camp even started. So, and I eventually got surgery in November. So I was sidelined, didn't even get a single practice till like spring ball around like Marchish. And then we all had to go home because of COVID. So this upcoming fall camp this past one was my first one. And I've just been practicing, trying to stay healthy, trying to stay in the training room and keep myself available.
Coach Fritz talked about what a good athlete you are. That you were a really good basketball player, even though you're only 6'1", 285. That's not the usual.
I'll take 6'2", but yeah.
6'2".
I'm good.
First off, how good a basketball player are you, and how much does your athleticism help you on the field?
I'm not gonna brag on myself at all, but I did like to play a little bit of hoops in high school. Not gonna lie, played a little bit of D line and tight end in high school as well, which helped out my athleticism, stay moving around. And I feel like my athleticism helps me translate a lot to offensive line because while I'm pulling, I get to move around, hit people. My footwork can help me get in position to make better blocks. So I feel like it helps me a lot.
Um, they weren't sure whether you play offense or defense when they recruited you. When did you know? When did it become pretty clear which side of the ball you were going to line up on?
First day I got here, started working out with the offense. So when the coaches made that decision, I was just gonna run with it, and I was gonna try my hardest, do my best to be the best offensive lineman I can for this team.
Did you play more defense in high school than offense?
Yeah, my senior year, I didn't play offensive line until my senior year. I broke my thumb, so I had a cast protector on about like week 4. That's when I transitioned from tight end to O line. Still playing D line with the cast protector, but that's when I made the real transition. And they must have saw that O line tape, and that's how I ended up here.
And not too many recruits from California on the team. How did you end up here?
I believe it was Coach Fritz's son, Wesley, I believe his name is. He had hit me with the email and said, "Am I interested?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research on the school first, but because not a lot of people out in my area like know much about the school." So, but I was psyched when I heard the news and made the flight out here. So pretty excited.
And what other schools did you consider the most before you chose to play?
I had a few local schools like Cal Poly. I had San Jose State. I could have went to UNLV, played a little tight end, but I just after my visit here at Tulane, I knew this was the spot.
You got to be pretty mature to go that far away for school. A lot of times, it's pretty attractive. You kind of go away for college.
Yeah, that was one of the main reasons I chose Tulane was trying to get the farthest away from home as I could. Just try to live my own life, do my own thing, and make new experiences on my own.
There's a big difference between second team center behind Sincere, who, the warrior who plays every down
Yep.
unless he gets hurt, and playing another position. Obviously, you don't want anybody to get hurt, but just
No.
how big of an opportunity do you feel like it is for you right now?
It's the biggest opportunity I've got since I've been here, and I'm gonna try to be prepared. I'm gonna prepare every day for it. Get my cardio up as well for these live game snaps that I haven't really got before. So I'm just gonna try to stay prepared, and I know Sincere has prepared me while I've all through fall camp. I've been lining up behind him, getting reps after him. He's been coaching me up, so I feel like I give a lot of credit to him, and now that I get this chance to step up and make a big play a big role for my team, I can do a lot of good things. Hopefully,
And besides the obvious difference, how big a difference is it between center and guard? How much you hadn't gotten, you pretty much gotten all your reps at center, it seemed.
yeah. Most of my reps have came at center, but they're kind of coach told me when I came in like this fall camp that he wanted me to know all three interior positions. So that was my mindset, kind of in the film room, kind of trying to know all three while focusing on center. And I would say coming out of high school, like right guard is probably my most comfortable because I'd never snapped a ball before I came here. So I had to learn center. I had always been wanting to play guard. So now that my chance has finally come, I'm just happy to finally step up and do something for this team.
Thanks, I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, we'll get Marvin Moody in here just a moment.
Okay, once again, we'll have another player up in a second, so we can switch this out. We'll have Kevin Hendry up, so we'll go ahead and play him.
They just slid protection toward each blitz, and they just did a great job blocking it up and scheming it up for their offense, and it just got to fight harder next time.
You feel pretty good about the way the linebackers have been playing as a group. You got the four guys who've all been making plays in the first 4 games of the year.
Oh yes, sir. I feel great about the linebacker core. I feel like everyone can contribute to special teams, defense, and everyone has the ability to play from top to bottom. I feel like we're a great linebacker core, and we're getting better each week.
How much more comfortable have you gotten with each week? Obviously, it's your first year with the team. It looks like you've been playing better and better as the years gone along.
I'm feeling a lot comfortable. Just me being a first year guy, I have to develop chemistry with the other players on the team, and just finding that playing style that everyone plays with, because we practice, but it's nothing like the game. So each week I find little things that I can work on that can help us, and just trying to find that piece to the puzzle that I can be.
Each one of you guys seems to have a slightly different style. How would you describe the style of the other three guys at linebacker?
Uh, well, I'll start with Nick Anderson. He's the energy. He's the baller fire. He comes out, give it his all, whether it's on punt, whether it's on kick return. He does not want to get out the game. He's a warrior, and that goes the same for Dorian. He brings the blitzing and the aggressive tackling, and Marvin and me and Marvin, the senior presence, the experience. We just bring a lot of knowledge to the game with the ability to just fly around.
You've obviously you've just been here this year, but I think the team's lost 7 of their last 8 conference games, 0-2 this year. What is the key to turning that around for the rest of the season?
Just staying together. Is We don't need to panic. We have a lot of talent over at Tulane, and we just need to find a way to come together and put a full game together. And I feel like once we get the ball rolling, I feel like everything gonna turn around for us.
You mentioned attitude you feel is good? Because that was a tough way to end the game when you get all those turnovers early and then end up losing by 18. You feel pretty good about the morale and how people are handling that.
Yeah, I feel like everyone just looking at it as a positive thing. We're just trying to keep the ball rolling. Had 5 turnovers in the Houston game. We just trying to continue that when we play SMU and continue to get the turnovers and bring out the beads.
Anything else for Kevin Henry?
Yes, I want to see more. I want to see those turnovers continue. I absolutely want to see them continue because those 5 turnovers in the game last time against Houston, look, that was a turning point in this game for the Greenway. So I'm looking forward to seeing this continue throughout the 2020 season. So once again, we will have the Pony Stampede podcast. Bill Embody will break down the SMU Mustangs. So we'll go ahead and set that up for you. So I'm going to put that up in the share screen so you'll be able to hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up for you. So we're going to put it in. Give me 1 second to put it in. Be able to get it up on the screen.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Pony Stampede podcast. Thanks for listening. Hope everybody had a safe and enjoyable open date weekend for SMU as they were off this weekend from playing with their open date. But now shifting their focus back to the field with a Friday night matchup down in New Orleans against Tulane, 5 p.m. Central on ESPN. So a little bit of national TV coverage for the Mustangs heading into this one, which unfortunately will not feature running back TJ McDaniel and Reggie Robertson, who were both ruled out for the season on Monday by Sonny Dykes, as we anticipated and feared once you saw their injuries against Memphis happen. And for SMU, it's a big blow to lose both, obviously. Reggie Robertson, probably one of the most productive receivers in the country, and actually led the country in yards after catch so far this season. Not having him is a big missing piece of this offense. I mean, him and Shane Buechele have such a great rapport, and they were showing that not only against Memphis, but really all year and whenever Reggie Robertson's been on the field for SMU. So they lose Reggie Robertson for the season. They lose TJ McDaniel, who really did, a really good job running the football early in the games for SMU and allowing Ulysses Bentley to go out there and emerge after that. That didn't happen against Memphis. He was injured on the first offensive play and is now out for the season. And you knew that one was kind of going to be that way. I feel like once he went down, his ankle didn't look right to begin with. His dad posted on Twitter that he had popped his dislocated ankle back into place, and then TJ revealed that it was a broken leg, is what he said in an Instagram post over the weekend. So both TJ and Reggie done for the season. Sonny Dykes didn't reveal the nature of Reggie's injury, but I would anticipate it, being your typical torn ACL knee injury there. And so a big piece, for SMU, both in the passing game and running game, now no longer out there for SMU. And I think when I look at the wide receiver room, it's a lot easier to say, okay, here's who's going to step up. Here's what's next for the offense. You look at TQ Jackson, who got into his first really action once he was ruled eligible, and he's kind of getting himself, I think, into the mix for SMU. I think the open date with this injury came at a really good time. SMU was able to spend a lot of time with TQ Jackson trying to get him ready to step up into Reggie Robertson's spot. Sonny Dykes said that would be the spot that he's going to play, that X position where Reggie played is where they're going to put TQ Jackson a little bit more. And then you have Austin Upshaw, who was more than clutch in the game against Memphis with a couple of key receptions there and one to get Chris Nagar into field goal range and able to kick that game-winning field goal. And then you look at Danny Gray in terms of your big play ability. You look at Rasheed Rice to step up even more like he did last year when Reggie Robertson went down with an injury. And I think for Danny Gray, he's going to continue to come into his own this season. I think one thing Sonny Dykes told us on the call on Monday was his versatility allows him to play all over the place on offense. But I think one tweak they're going to make to Danny Gray's role is having him be in more of a one position, not moving him around as much. And that's to allow him to be a little bit more comfortable. Remember, he's just working himself into the offense for the most part. I know he was here in the summer, of course, but didn't get as much time as you normally would with Shane Buechele to get into the mix because most junior college guys come in December. He didn't have that. And so he is working himself into that offense, getting himself more comfortable. I think simplifying his role is going to help him a lot if that is in fact what they do with Danny Gray, because you have enough guys who have been around. You have Kylan Granson, you have Rasheed Rice, Austin Upshaw has been around. He knows what's going on. And now you have TQ Jackson and Danny Gray, who are the two newcomers that they're going to mix in a little bit more. I think simplifying Danny Gray's role, having TQ Jackson at that X position is going to help Shane Buechele be, comfortable without Reggie Robertson going forward. I think that was an issue last year, but I don't think SMU had the game breakers behind Reggie Robertson to bring in. And James Prochet was super productive, volume receiver though, and isn't the burner that Danny Gray and Reggie Robertson is. TQ Jackson, you can tell with him running around, he's got that ability to certainly make plays and make big plays. And now it's about bringing those out of him and translating them onto the field without Reggie Robertson out there. In the running game side of things, I think it's a little bit murkier as far as what they're going to do with Ulysses Bentley, Tyler Levine, and Tamarick Williams now. And how they work that rotation is probably going to be one of the bigger storylines over the rest of the season, because if they can get the rotation right, if they can get more out of the running game than they did against Memphis, that's going to be big. And I think the defensive scheme for Memphis, that three-man front, has given SMU some fits over the course of certain matchups with teams. That didn't help. And then, Memphis just being athletic and being a good football team didn't help either in terms of running the ball. But when you look at Ulysses Bentley, his talent level is there to be able to take on the role of being the primary ball carrier. I think you want Tyler Levine to really step up and get into the mix a little bit more as the starting running back potentially. That'll be kind of the big thing to watch, because what TJ McDaniel did so well was he ran hard, ran extremely hard. He wore down the defenses, and that allowed Ulysses Bentley to come in and land those extra carries and make big plays. And now that you don't have that, somebody else has to come in and step up. And I think for me, it's got to be Tyler Levine. That's going to be critical. Him stepping up and being productive and taking care of the football and just being a battering ram so that you can tire a defense out and then get Ulysses in there to really, make plays and break the big ones that he did earlier this season in a couple of those big games that he had. And then I think once you figure out that rotation, that allows the offense to kind of settle back in, because I do think there's a chance that you could see maybe a little bit of shell shock from not having Reggie Robertson. Now, the bright side is they had an open date that they're able to kind of sit back and take stock and try to figure out a plan, and a good plan going forward to not allow this to affect the team like it did last year without Reggie Robertson, even though, they went out against Memphis and scored 48 points or whatever it was. And the ECU, they had a big game as well. But other times you can just tell the offense was out of sync. The Navy game comes to mind. The Houston game without him at times, they were certainly not on the same page. So now having gone through this already, I think that helps in a weird way. But they need others to step up and make big plays. And you need more consistency, I think, is probably the biggest thing. Danny Gray needs to be more consistent, I think, in my mind. And then you have TQ Jackson, and Rasheed Rice has to bounce back from a couple of tough plays against Memphis, the drop and then the fumble come to mind. But overall, I think the biggest takeaway from this is that SMU does have a little bit better depth, and I think just overall talent at the receiver position to kind of weather this loss of Reggie Robertson more so than they did last year. And I think Tyler Levine and Ulysses Bentley are probably going to be your 1-2 punch going forward. I don't think they're going to completely give the whole keys to the offense over to Bentley. I think they'll continue to rely on somebody to, rotate in and be a battering ram at times and, set Ulysses up for big plays. So overall, I mean, hugely disappointing news for both those players. I mean, TJ McDaniel had really been, I think, one of the hardest working guys on the team, a big weight room guy. And then Reggie Robertson had just matured so much and become this player that was, quite frankly, one of the top probably 5 receivers in the country, maybe top 3, just overall in terms of talent, production, all the things. So for him, I'm really disappointed. I'm interested to see what he does as far as next steps with the draft. Does he come back for next year and try to stay healthy? Does he risk that? Would he, head out after this and just go to the next level? So that'll probably be the biggest question going forward. Last year, you saw him announce that he was coming back. Really, I mean, a couple of days after the season, that he was coming back and not, making the transition to the NFL. But for somebody who's averaged over 115 yards per game whenever he's been in the lineup the last 2 years, it's a huge loss for SMU. They've got to rebound. They've got to find a way to continue to make plays and step up because this is, the loss of Reggie Robertson especially can't result in this offense.
Yes, the loss of Reggie Robinson and TJ McDaniels is going to be a big impact for the Green Wave. So this could be our opening right here. So I'll be honest with you. Look, we got to make those plays against SMU because Shane Buechele is definitely going to make those plays for SMU. So we're just going to have to make those plays on the fly. So once again, this is from Pony Stampede. Bill Inbound broke down the 2 individuals that's not going to be playing. TJ McDaniels and Reggie Robinson, they are not going to be playing this Friday night versus the Green Wave. So let's go ahead and look at their depth chart. I'm going to give you those depth charts since they're not playing. So we're going to give you those depth charts. Let me get that up on the screen, and we'll put that in for you in the depth chart screen. So I'll set that up. I'm going to set that up in just a second. Okay, let's give you a depth chart breakdown on SMU's players that are not going to be playing. So TJ McDaniels and Reggie Robinson are not playing. So let's go over to the breakdown. So they'll have another guy in there. It's called Ulysses. This young man right here is called Ulysses. He's a freshman. So he's going to be the guy that they're going to be depending on right here. Ulysses Bentley. This is another guy. So Ulysses Bentley, that guy right there is going to be one of their starter right there. So we're going through their starters right here. So that's the depth chart we're looking at right there. So I look at it this way. We're going to have to slow those guys down because they're going to use a freshman running back because those 2 individuals that they mentioned are not playing in the game. So they still got their wide receivers. They got Rayshard Rice, Danny Gray, Calvin Wiggins, another guy. And then they got a tight end. That's Kyron Grayson. That's another guy. And then the player 2 is Tommy McIntyre. This is another young individual right here. So they're going to have. They got a quarterback they got Shane Buechele. He's the quarterback, but he's also Terrence Gibson. This is another young man that's going to be their quarterback. Now the defensive people. Let's look at their defensive people. They got some pretty good. They got a senior. They got Trayvon Debos. He's a Fox linebacker, and also Amari Johnson. This is another guy. He's a freshman. They're going to be having these guys on there, and then Chavis Callaway. This is another guy that they're going to be using on their defense. So Reggie Robinson and McDaniels is out for the season. So those 2 guys are out. So they're going to be putting in people that's going to they're going to be putting in freshmen. So I'll be honest with you, this is our opportunity right here. This is our absolute opportunity to get some plays coming in. So this is the SMU depth chart. We're going through the SMU depth chart. So they are 4-0, 1-0 in the conference. So I look at it this way: they got some good offensive linemen on there as well. They got so they got another wide receiver in Upshaw, Austin Upshaw, and then they got another one that's a senior. Player number 2 is Tyler Page. So I'm gonna tell you, these guys right here, they're definitely gonna make some impacts in these games. This young man right here, Danny Gray, he's a senior. So he's a senior on this team. So junior, he's a junior on this team. He's a junior transfer. So they're going to be depending on their players. So that's something we have to not allow them to do. It's just let them get outside on those pass plays. So let's go ahead and break down the SMU Mustangs. I'm going to switch over to my share screen. We'll switch over to the SMU Mustangs. We'll go over the breakdowns on them. So we'll break them down, and we'll break their film down in a second. So let me get this up on the screen for you. Okay, we're going to go through their offensive. We're going to go through their scoring first. Let's begin looking at their scoring. I'm going to go through their game game logs. I'm going to go through the game logs. The last couple of games, they're averaging 176 points a game. They have 22 touchdowns. They kicked 7 field goals. So they're going to kick 7 field goals in this game. So that's one thing about it. They're going to kick those 7. They got 7 field goals this year, but they got 22 touchdowns. So they're very good scoring points. They definitely score points. And I'm going to tell you, that 176 that they score in games is no fluke. The last couple of games they played against Texas State, they scored 31 points against them. They scored 4 scores in that game. They scored 65 against North Texas. They just absolutely had a shootout game there. And then against Stephen F. Austin, they scored 50 and then 30 against Memphis. So I'll be honest with you, this is a very good scoring football team. So we're going to be breaking those guys down. So we'll give you their scoring offenses as well. I'm going to be switching over periodically. So I'm going to go over to the NCAA, give you the scoring rankings on them. I'll give you those. Okay, the scoring offense. I'm going to go through the scoring offense. Their scoring offense is ranked. They're ranked second in the American Conference. I'm going to highlight them. They're ranked second in the American Conference with 44 points a game. So they will score those 44 points a game. That's 176 points total. So they'll score 44 points a game in the fold. So that's the concern right there going into this game is those points for SMU. They will put those points up in an individual way. So that's just my saying right there, my takes. So that's just what we're talking about here. We'll go through everything else. Let's go through their total offense. I'm going to go through the total offense. I'm going to highlight it, total offense. Pull that up in a second. I'm going to go through SMU's total offensive numbers, rankings. I'm going to go through those. Give me 1 second to switch it. I'm going to put it in, and I'll highlight it on this side. Okay, once again, in total offense, they are ranked second in total offense in the American Conference. They're averaging 558 yards for a game, and also they're ranked fourth in the FBS. So that's the biggest concern on offense for the SMU Mustangs. They're ranked second. They're ranked in the top 3 when it comes to the offensive series. So let's see who's in here. Looks like So I'll be honest with you. I mean, let's go through those. That's in total offense. Now, let's go through the run offense. We'll break that down for you. We'll break down the run offense. I'm going to break down the run. So I'm going to give you the run offense. 1 second. So I'm going to go through the run offense. The run offense for SMU. I'm going to highlight it right in this area. This is the the run offense. We're going through the run offense. They're ranked second in the American Conference, averaging 219 yards a game, and also 12th in the FBS. So that's another concern right there. Ranked second in the conference. They're top three offense running the football. So running the ball, they're going to be very consistent. SMU. So we have to come up with a plan in order to slow those run games down. So that run game, I'm gonna tell you, they have not lost a step in running the football when it comes to the running rush offense. This is what we're talking about right here. So now throwing the football. So SMU throwing the football. We'll give you an breakdown on them throwing the football. So they throw the football. They're ranked second in the American Conference. Also, they're ranked 11. So they're good. So that's one thing about it. They're absolutely good in all phases of the game. So we have to come up with something. So when you're ranked in the top three, you're doing something fine. So I'll be honest with you. Look, we got a lot of work to do in this game versus the Mustangs this Friday. So now that's on run and pass. They're good in run and pass. Now on let's go over to pull this up a little bit so you can see it in my screen. Now let's go over to the third down conversions. We'll break that down for you convincingly. Once again, they're ranked fourth in the American Conference. They're in the top 5 when it comes to those third down conversions. They're also ranked 11th in the American Conference. That is SMU. They average their average is 52%. So they're very good on third down conversions at 52%. So that's what we have to do is slow them down on third down. Because if you don't slow them down, they're going to just prolong those drives. And it'll be a detrimental dagger to the Tulane defense this coming Friday. Now on first down conversions. So let's give you those first down conversions. I'm going to go through those numbers. I'm going to get my numbers set up. Okay, once again, on first down offense, they're they're 10th in the American Conference. So they're 10th in the American Conference with 87 total first downs. So 87 total first downs in first down offense. They're ranked 56 nationally in the FBS. So if you can slow them down on first down, that can get them into long drives going into the game. So you have to be more consistent when it comes to those first downs, because you cannot allow them to get first downs, because that's just what we've been doing the whole time. It's allowing teams to get those first downs. We can't let them do that this time. We got to come up with some plan or something in this situations. So that's your first down offense. So we're going to go through fourth down conversions. Let's go through the fourth down conversions. They're ranked 8th in the conference. So they're ranked 8th in the conference. They're averaging only 40%. So that they're averaging only 40% on fourth down. So they're ranked 8th in the conference and also 53rd in the FBS. So I'll be honest with you, that's the They're kind of not that. They're kind of stagnated on fourth down. So that would be the biggest edge for the Tulane defense in general. So you have to get off the field on fourth down. So if they're gonna, but you don't know how Sonny Dykes works. Sonny Dykes will go for it on fourth down. Make no mistake about it. He will go for it on fourth down. It doesn't matter the circumstances or whatever. He will go for it on fourth down. So that's just how we see it. Now, red zone. Let's go through the red zone breakdowns. Let's go to the red zone. Red zone offense. We'll go to the red zone offense. We'll break that down for you. I'm going to go highlight these red zone offensive numbers. Okay, this is SMU. They're ranked fourth in the American Conference, so they're in the top 5 when it comes to that red zone offense. They average 91%. So let's give you those red zone numbers. I'm going to switch this over to another screen. I'm going to switch over to the red zone offensive screen. So I'm going to go through that screen, and I'll give you that number on the their breakdowns. I'm going to go through those numbers for you. I'm going to go through the NCAA numbers. Let's get those numbers switched over. I'm going to go to the red zone this time. Switch this over. Let's see. Okay, let's go through the red zone efficiency numbers. I'm going to go through those numbers as we go. Okay, in the game logs, let's give you those numbers. Okay, red zone offense, they're 21-21. They have 16 scores. They'll score 16 points in the red zone. That's what they'll do. They'll score those 16 touchdowns in the red zone. They'll score the 21 points. But those 16 touchdowns and 5 field goals, it's no fluke. That touchdown percentage is high. It's about 69.5%. 69.5%. 69.5. I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna have to be very vigilant when it comes to the red zone, because we got to slow those people down in the red zone, because they will run that ball, they will pass or whatever. So that's just how we see this game going this coming Friday. So that's the red zone conversions. The last couple of games, let's give you those last couple of games. The Memphis game, they went 3 for 4 in the red zone. So they scored 3 times in the red zone. They had 2 field goals. So they had to kick 2 field goals in the red zone. But the Stephen F. Austin game, they scored 6 touchdowns. They also scored 6 in the North Texas game, and also scored 3 in the Texas State game. So you're looking at this team. This is a comical team right here. This is a comical efficiency markings right there. So I'll be honest with you. Red zone, we got to work on red zone. We got to slow them down in the red zone, because they will throw a touchdown. I don't care if it's in the first quarter. I don't care if it's in the second quarter. They're going to score. We have to be more consistent there. So we'll switch this over again. I'm going to switch this share screen over. I'm going to go over to the other screen, which is the NCAA stats. I'm going to pull those up. And there we go. I'm sharing that screen. So I got my red zone. Once again, they're ranked 4th and 22nd. So that's what we go through. Okay, time of possession. Let's go to the time of possession. Let's go through those time of possession numbers. I'm going to go through those right now. So their time of possession, they're ranked 5th in the American Conference, and also ranked 36th nationally. Their average is 30.19 minutes. So 30 minutes and 19 seconds. That's just something. Look, they on the field a lot longer on offense than defense, because that just is the start of it. So we have to get them off the field. on those time of possessions right there. So that time of possession right there, that 30-19 is kind of, in a biblical sense, just playing good, because if they can stay on the field longer, their offense will score longer. But if their defense, you can get their defense on the field longer, that would prolong their time of possession on the defensive side of the football. So that's just how we look at it. Okay, let's go through. Let's go through the defensive breakdowns. We'll go through the scoring defense. Let's go through that first. Let's begin our scoring defensive breakdown. Okay, once again, SMU is ranked third in scoring defense. They average 23 points a game, so that's 23 points a game, and also 23rd on scoring defense. So that's pretty good in the FBS when it comes to the situation for SMU. So I look at it this way. SMU has the best scoring defense. They're in the top 3 when it comes to that area. Now, we'll go through the total defense. Let's go through the total defense. I'm going to go through that total defense now. Okay, once again, we'll break that down in a second. I'm going to highlight the total defensive numbers. Okay, this is on the screen, so you'll see it. Let me see if I can put a zoom in a little bit better so you can see it 10 times better. Okay, once again, scoring total defense, they're ranked 7th in total defense. They average 412 yards a game. So they're averaging 412 yards a game giving up by the defense. So they're also ranked 45th in the FBS. So I look at it this way. Right now, they're ranked 7th in the conference when it comes to total defense. And I'll be honest with you, if we could get some a couple of plays off of SMU, we can win in an instant. That's just how I see it in this game. This coming Friday. So we'll go through the passing. Let's go through the passing defense. Passing defense for the SMU Mustangs. So we'll go through those numbers. Okay. Passing yards allowed. Let's give you those passing yards allowed. I'll give you those passing yards allowed. SMU is ranked 8th in the conference. They're also that's on passing yards allowed. They average they rank 41st in the FBS. They give up 248 yards a game. So that's a big concern. That's a big win for the Tulane defense. If they can throw for a couple of yards and kind of keep them off balance on defense, that would be a big win for the defense. So let's go through the run defense. Let's get through go through the run defense. I'm gonna go through the run defense's numbers. Okay, run defense. They're ranked 6th in the American Conference with 164 yards given up. So SMU gives up 164 yards a game. So that's 164 yards, and also ranked 51st in the FBS. So that's a big weaknesses right there. That's what we can find right there. That's a weakness right there. They're ranked 6th. So if we could get some run yards on them, that would be good against their defense, because they 6th in the conference. I mean, look, when you're 6th in the conference like that, you're not. Sometimes you're in the middle of the pack, or maybe might be either or. So I look at it this way: with these 164 yards given up in games. That's just how I mean. If they could get better, they will be a better team on defense, run defense, because you have to be concerned because teams will run on them. Absolutely. I don't care if it's Memphis. I don't care if it's us playing them this Friday. I don't care if it's Temple or whoever they play this year. They're going to give up yards. What our job is to do is to make the defense uncomfortable. That's what we have to do as an offense. Now, let's go through some third down defense. Let's go to the third down defensive numbers. I'm going to go through those numbers as we go. Once again, they're ranked 6th in the AAC. They're averaging 44.6 on those. That's percentage-wise, averaging 44.6 on third down. So they're in the top middle of the pack. But they also rank 48th in the national rankings. So they're kind of in the middle of that road right there when it comes to those third down conversions on defense. So, like I said, if we can prolong a drive on offense, that will make their defense, like I said, make their defense very uncomfortable and very shaky in the game, because that's what we have to do. I mean, look, you have to take advantage of those weaknesses. So let's go through the first down defense. I'll go through the first down defense. I'm going to go through those numbers. I'm going to pull those numbers ahead. Those numbers are right in the screen, so I'm giving those numbers to you right now. So I'm going to go to the first down defense. I'm going to switch these numbers around. So so they're ranked 7th. They're ranked 10th in the American Conference. So they're ranked 10th and also 56 overall. So they've got some. They have 87 first downs given up, but compared to their 104 on offense. So they give up quite as much as first downs than they ever did. So that's just what we can do. We have to continue to get those first downs. Just continue to do those things. So that's on first down defense. Now on fourth downs, this is on fourth down. We're going to go to the fourth down defensive numbers. I'm going to go through those rankings, pull those up. Okay, they rank 60th nationally and 3rd in the American Conference. So they're in the top 3 when it comes to fourth down conversions. So they will go for it on fourth down. So that they will get off the field on those third down conversions. So that's just what we see out of that, because you have to be concerned. Look, if they get their alignments and stuff like that in, they can get off the field. They will get off the field. So let's go through the red zones, and we will, and then we'll go through the sacks. Okay, the red zone defense. I'm going to give you those red zone defensive numbers. Give you those in the fold. So we'll give you red zone defensive numbers right now. The red zone defensive numbers. They're ranked 2nd in the American Conference, also ranked 16th in red zone defense. They only give up 73%. That's a good low percentage right there when it looks at those numbers on the red zone defense. So I kind of look at this situation in the fold. Look, you got to score against their because their 73% is not fluky, if you ask me. So they're not fluky. They're just once again, that's a sign of a good red zone defense when you're ranked in the top 3 in the conference. So that's just what we're looking at. Now, let's go over the sacks on defense. What they do on sacks on defense. Let's go through those team sacks. I'm going to highlight the team sacks right here. These are the numbers I'm looking at. Team sacks right in this area. Okay, once again, they're ranked 4th in the conference with 2.75 sacks a game, and also 27. So they're in the top 5 when it comes to getting pressure on the quarterback and getting those sacks. So that's just that's just a sign of a good defense when you have 2.75 sacks a game. So I look at it this way: offense has to adjust to this, to those circumstances, because they're going to bring pressure. They're absolutely going to bring pressure when it comes to those situations. Now, the turnover gain. So this is in turnovers. Let's give you the turnover gain numbers. I'm going to give you those numbers. Turnover gain. Okay, their turnover gain is they have 9 turnovers gained. They're ranked 2nd in that area. So SMU's ranked 2nd and also ranked 5th in the FBS. So they will get turnovers when the time comes for SMU. So I look at it this way. This is just numbers. We will look at this. This is NCAA and American Conference numbers. So I look at it this way. They will get turnovers. Our job is to not get those turnovers. It's to minimize fumbling that ball. It's to minimize the interceptions on offense. That's our job as we go this coming Friday. So that's how we look. That's an in-depth look at SMU. So we will break down the green wave. So we'll go over film and we'll break down the green wave. So we'll go over the film from the last so we'll go over the film. So I'm going to switch over and go to the film. So we're going to do the film room. So I'm going to do that in a second. So we're going to switch over and we're going to go over some plays. SMU and Memphis, the last time they played, they were off after that. So we're going to break down the tape from last time. So we'll go ahead and get that switched over. And we will do that. So I'm going to pull it in. Okay, let's go ahead and go through the tape. Okay.
Physical line of scrimmage football team.
Okay, this is on once again 1st and 2nd and 6. Once again, they are lined up in a 3-down set. One person going covering his man, so it's a 3-down set for Memphis. They're running their shotgun formation. So let's see what happens on this play. We'll mute this. And we'll give you the play right here. So let's see what happens on Shane Pichel's pass. He will throw a deep pass. So he's going to throw that deep pass. He's going to get it. He's going to get it to his receiver. So that's the receiver he's going to get it to. He's going to get it towards that sideline. So it's a nice little pass play. So nice little pass play. Number 8, that's one of the wide receivers. I'm going to tell you, that was a good play right there. Now, this is on 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 situation. Once again, Memphis. So he'll throw another pass right there. So he throws right to the sideline. So these are the sideline passes we're going to have to avoid. It's those sideline passes, because those sideline passes could mean big gains and big So they were in the red zone in that play. So they kick a field goal on this drive right here. So they have to kick a field goal. So they stop them, kick a field goal. So they get their first 3 on the board. So this is Memphis on offense, SMU on defense. So SMU is running one linebacker on the edge. This is the edge guy right here coming in. It's these guys are looking for a pass on this side. So once again, they will be in a shotgun formation. One back and going in motion, one back going behind the quarterback. So he will hand the ball away, and looks like they will get some. So let's go ahead and analyze this. So he's going to go in that run, in that gap right there. So that's a nice little gap. So if you could put some gaps in there and open up those holes, that can make a big difference in the run game for the Tulane offense. So this is on 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10. So they will have their 3 down linemen. So they're going to have 3 down on here, and then their cover corners are covering their everybody covered. So it looks like they're going to shotgun formation. This will be on a 2nd and 10 so let's see what happens on this pass play. He will hand it to the so it looks like, yep, he will get a left. So he's going to go to the left side, and he's going to make that play. So that's against the Memphis. That's against the SMU defense. So if you got to make those plays, make them on the outside. Absolutely make them on the outside, because Cam Cowell, look, he's just going through holes in games and not getting those yards that he needs. He's got to be a Power. He's got to power through those yards. Just like Amari Jones, we got to give him a screenplay that can open up some gaps in the coverage. Okay, this is a 26-yard field goal, so they'll kick the 26, so it would be good. And they would tie the game, so it's a tie game. So this is on, once again, 1st and 10, shotgun formation, one back in the backfield. Throw the pass play, so number 83 will get that reception. So that's a good reception right there. So nice little catch. So that's what they do on 1st down. So they will throw some throw for big gains right there. So that's just how we see that play. That was Grayson right there. That young man, that guy, number 83 was Grayson. That young man, that's the guy that's going to make those plays. So Grayson, on the other hand, will make the plays on that catch. So this is once again, this is a shotgun formation. We'll put this in theater mode so you'll be able to see it. Once again, shotgun formation. One back in the backfield. Let's see what happens here. So he'll drop back. So Boucher will drop back. He'll try to run the ball. So he'll get the ball. So he's going to be the ball carrier now. So he's going to be the running back. So he will get those yards. So I'm gonna tell you, we have to contain those types of runs, because he will run all day. I mean, Shane Boucher, I'm going to tell you, he will run all day long, and that is something that the defense cannot afford to allow to happen, is allowing him to get those yardage like that. So that was a flag. So flags came in. So once again, they have the goal line situation. This is 2nd and 2. So once again, they will line up in a shotgun formation. Everybody, Memphis' players, looks like they're in a goal line protection. So one back in the backfield for SMU. So they'll give the ball. So he'll throw it, and he'll throw it to his receiver. So he'll throw it to Greg. That's another guy that's going to be a pivotal part of that team is Greg. He can make those catches now. He can make those absolute catches. So he throws it to the right. So that's why we have to have those corners covering that play. I mean, sure, don't get a pass interference. That's what we don't want. We want to make those plays and make them in a clean, proficient manner. So this is 1st and 10. So once again, Greg goes to your right. So he's going to your right. So he's going to set up in a 3-down set. So it's going to be a 3-down set right here. So it's a 3 set. And then Memphis is running 1, 2, 3, 4 down linemen. So they're going to be running their 4 down linemen against this shotgun formation. And he will go deep on that pass play. And that is, once again, that's going to be a catch right there. So that is nice little catch. So I'm gonna tell you, number 8, this young man, this young guy right here, this is that's a young that's Reggie and Robinson. That's the young man that's not going to be playing this week. That's the young man that's Reggie Robinson. He's not going to be playing. He is out, so we will not see Reggie Robinson in that game. So he made a play that was on 3rd, and okay. Once again, this is on 2nd and 7. SMU will run their let's see, they'll run their 1 edge linebacker on this side, so it's going to be 4 linemen on that line. So it's going to be the 1 linebacker on this side. So they're going to have their people covered. This is going to be their coverage going into the pass plays. This is hopefully going to be a pass play. Let's show you the play, and let's see what happens on this pass play. This is going to be a deep pass play, and that's going to be a curl. Nice little pass route right there. Good for about against the SMU defense. So he gets that on 2nd and 7. Nice little pass play. So that was a middle route right there. Okay, this is on 3rd and 19. SMU will run those once again. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. So it's going to be a 5 down lineman right here. So 1 linebacker in that middle, expecting so they get to the quarterback. So they got to the quarterback right there on that play. So they get to the quarterback. So he got the ball off, but it was hit as he throws. And a nice little pass for a touchdown. So that was a pass play for a touchdown. That was to Presley. That's another guy. That's going to make plays in this game this coming Friday. Okay, this is the shotgun formation. 1 back in the backfield. He will try to roll a little pass play to once again that guy Presley. Again, he gets those yards. That's a nice little, and he goes down the sideline. That is going to be a touchdown. That's Reggie. That's the same guy. That's Reggie Robinson. He will make the play. So he was in that game, but unfortunately, when you listen to when the podcast, Bill Embody explained that T.J. McDaniel and Reggie Robinson won't play, so that he made a play in that game versus Memphis. He made a game play. So that's just, if he does play, we have to prepare for him. We definitely have to prepare for Reggie Robinson. break. Okay, this is on 2nd and 10 shotgun formation. One back in the backfield, and then you got SMU using those 4-down linemen again. So they're back to the 4-down linemen. So they're going to disguise their coverages. So they'll have a once again nice little run gap right here. So that gap right there, this is a nice little gap, a little small little gap, but he does get the yards. So that's one thing about it with that run. So that's one thing about it. You have to close those gaps because they will. They did a pretty good job. Memphis did a pretty good job against that SMU because their run defense is not good as advertised. I mean, sure, they're going to give up those runs. Okay, once again, this is a shotgun formation. One back in the backfield. Memphis down towards the midfield stripes. So he'll go deep on a pass play, so it'd be a good pass play. That's so he'll get it to his receivers. So nice little against that SMU coverage. So that's a good little pass play. That's a good little post route against that SMU coverage. So once again, they'll run their 4-down linemen. Once again, everybody looks like he's covering his man. So he'll cover his man. The corner is going to cover his man, and then this guy right here, this their quarterback for Memphis. So they're going to run some. They're going to see. They're going to expect a pass or run. So it's So they'll run the ball. So that was a run play. So they was expecting a pass, but they got a run play out of it. So he'll run that run, and he will get the yards. So number 2 will get the yards against that SMU. So they was expecting a pass. So everybody was back in their coverages. Okay, this is on 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, SMU in their package for the red zones and goal line. So nice little pass play right here up the middle, and he will get, so that's some crossing lanes right there, and he will get in the end zone for the score. So that nice little run right there, nice little pass play going in. So he'll throw the perfect pass reception right there. Now this is on 1st and 10. SMU running those 4-down linemen again. Let's see what happens in that play. So number 17 will get the ball and see where he gets the run. So it looks like he's going to get that run right in this area. So he's going to go into this. So they are blocking. Everybody is blocking, holding their blocking their people. But this guy will go through that hole right there. So they create a nice little hole. See this hole right here? This is the hole that they create to get those big yards. So I'll be honest with you. We got to start doing those things. We got to start creating those holes so they can our runners can go through. Just like Pratt, another guy, we have to give him some RPOs or whatever that's going to work. Some of those plays when he takes the snap and stuff like that, they kind of get maybe minimal yards. We got to give him something that that can work effectively. And also doesn't just like doesn't mean if you get those plays doesn't mean you're going to get those minimal yards. You're going to get those minimal yards. But the thing is, Memphis had a pretty good offensive line against that SMU defense. Okay, this is a shotgun formation. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 people right there on one edge linebacker right here. That's number 55 for SMU. Let's see what happens on this play. So he will get that ball out. So it looks like nice little pass play right there. So he gets it to his receiver with 2 covered men covering him. So that was a 2-man coverage right there. And I say this, you have to just kind of throw it in traffic. That's what he did. He got it right to his receiver for the score. So this is what happened. This is the back coverage right here. This is in the backfield. He had no pressure. So it looks like everybody's blocking. Everybody nice little blocking right here. That's a nice little block going in to the so he had some he had an open right there. Once again, this is on 1st and 10, ball spotted in the by the 20, so it's going to be 20. So Shane Buechele would throw that pass, and he would throw it pass right there. That's nice little catch by Grayson. That's a young man that's definitely making a catch. So he made a good catch on that sideline. So we have to prevent those catches from ever happening in games. Once again, shotgun. Memphis will try to throw a pass play, and it looks like, yep. So that's into coverage. So they'll get that interception. So that's the concerns right there. We cannot do those things against SMU's defense because they will get picks. They will get picks on that play. Okay, this is on 1st and 10. So we're going to go through this, analyze this play, shotgun formation. Memphis is running their coverages. So this pass play right here, this is a nice little pass play to your left. So he'll throw it to the wide receiver towards that stick. So this is the situations we cannot allow happen. Is allowing those receivers to get to that stick, because that stick right there, those lines right there you're seeing, that can mean a situation that means first downs. So if you throw it to that stick, they get it to that stick, they get close, you got to slow them down in those situations. It looks like they turned over the ball. Looks like Memphis. So Memphis got a nice little gip on that turnover. So nice little turnover by SMU. So that's the things we have to do is get those turnovers in an instant. So that's the breakdown of Memphis. So once again, we will wrap this up. Okay, once again, thanks for joining us for this edition of
Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer Show, the Tulane preview. Hopefully, I'll be honest with you, that's the sound of what things to come this coming Friday. Hopefully, it can be a better outcome against SMU because, look, if you fall to the wayside in the conference, you're going to be way behind. And that's just what's going to happen. Hopefully, they will learn their lesson and just get better. We have to get better at all phases. Special teams. Special teams wasn't good. It wasn't good last week. So we had a few good runs, but we had piss poor field position. You can't have lackadaisical field position. Now, on the offensive side, we got to run. We got to grind the clock. We got to run the ball. We got to get some mix some plays up. If we have to do with the pass, that would be fine. Sure, we're a run-happy team, but we have to get some passing plays coming in to this game. Now, the offensive line, I'm going to say this about the offensive line. They have to be very effective against this SMU defense because they're going to bring some blitzes. They're going to bring some zone coverage or whatever. You got to adjust to those situations on the fly because you don't adjust to them, Michael Pratt will go down in a sack. He will have 5 sacks. He'll most likely will give up those sacks. That's just something we have to minimize. Now, on the defensive side of the football, we have to get turnovers. That's the biggest key of getting the ball back for the offense. It's the turnovers. We have to get turnovers. I don't care if we have to strip the ball. I don't care if we have to get interceptions. Just get turnovers. Also, the penalties in this game. We got to minimize our penalty count because those penalties are going to definitely kill you in an instant. And it's going to kill those drives. Sure, if we have a big drive going, we got a score and play drive going, and then we get a 15-yard penalty, that is stupid. So we have to minimize those situations. So once again, thanks for joining us for this edition of Sports Talk. We will have the Sports Time New Orleans podcast after tonight's coaches show. That will be Saints coaches show here on StreamYard, and Sportscaster will be on around 6:30 for the Monday Saints coaches show. They'll be talking about the Saints' big win from last night with Sean Payton. And also we'll have the Sports Time New Orleans Sports Podcast live again. So once again, thanks for joining us here this afternoon. Thanks for coming in. Like, share, and follow us on Facebook. Please follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Tumblr. Follow us on the official flagship and play-by-play coverage of LSU Tulane Saints. Follow us at sportscaster.com/KLW. We will be there Friday for the games also. And then we'll come back to StreamYard for post-game coverage. Follow us on the Twitch channel. Follow us on the Instagram. Follow us on the Skype as well. We use Skype. Also follow us on LinkedIn. And also follow us on Blogspot. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your afternoon. We'll be back later on for Sports Time New Orleans and also Saints Coaches Show tonight here on StreamYard and Sportscaster.